We're gonna do like another. We're gonna do like another 10 minutes.
You know, when you're dealing with these court systems,
it's what they call coercion.
When they trying when they trying to help somebody, you know, they it's a lot of stuff that they play with dealing with the law, and they was trying to get that to him because when he did free me, his lawyer called me. It was like, would you be willing to come back, you know what I'm saying, and testify about him, you know, him being slow, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, you know, I was in Atlanta when he called me.
Yeah, that's good looking. We're gonna get to that as far as the.
I feel like no matter what I did,
stuck in there.
I'm stuck because he knows where my mom is at. No matter what I did, he can still get at me through my mom. So I was kind of like caught in a rock and hard place.
He didn't know how to say no.
Right.
So when Larry say, hey, there's a bank right there, you gonna go in? And he keep the money. He basically kept the money. So, you know, I never knew what they had going on.
You believe it? Government, Mr. Jared, he's going to give you a deal. All you got to do is tell them
They wanted me.
Eric. And I was like, can't do it.
Yeah, they wanted me. And he freed me.
So why couldn't you do it? Like,
because I'm loyal.
To a fault.
This
man done beat your ass. I'm still love you.
I'm loyal to a fault.
God.
My mama, even to this day, whenever we get back to this subject, she just shakes her head. She said, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it after all you've been through. Why you still feel like you had to be loyal to Eric?
And so when I did end up going back, because I I got free, because I need to say this. So the dude was playing homosexual games with him, and he didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
He didn't know when to take off. So, because you know, when you get a celly and he do certain things or he say certain things, you got to take off. He don't know to take off. So if the dude got a fiend book and he rubbing himself, or he rocked up, he uncomfortable. He don't know to take off. He don't know to do something.
Yeah.
So it's just.
If there's any advice you could give to, again, there's kids that's going in there now, 18, 19, you know, getting put into max security penitentiary systems. What advice would you give them when it comes to the signs that maybe you missed to say, you know, look out for this because somebody will prey on, they'll look at something about you and prey on that. What advice would you give them?
That is a very hard question.
Ooh, I know.
That is a very hard question because, again, people are different. What I tell you may only work for you. It may not work for you, and you. See what I'm saying? Because everybody goes into prison differently. So it's hard to just answer that question. What?
So the dude was. The thing about that is, jacking it comes with a consequence. You know, most of your jackers end up dying the worst way, bro.
Yeah. What'd you spend your money on, if any profit?
I still bought like some clothes and
some polos.
Polos.
He had a car full of he
drinking.
They different.
You know, you're trying different religions.
What you mean?
Like, do you feel like if you went into a physical bank
to rob it
needs to get down to 1 minute? Or do you feel like maybe right now, like really 5 minutes?
It's still 2-3 minutes. But the thing about bank robbery is the getaway. That's the key thing.
Reservoir Dogs, once again.
So now you look at the way technology is. Everybody got cameras on the outside of a business. So and then they're able to, the technology, what they do is they run these cameras back like a movie. You remember the movie Ricochet?
Oh yeah.
They could run these cameras back to you right here at this light, you hit the toll.
How did it feel when you shot him?
Didn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. Especially when, by me being a juvenile, the police they can't question you unless your mom dotes with you at this time back in the day. And my mom came in and she was like, he's dead. I'm like, what? He dead?
So let me ask you, did you not render aid? Did you have like an out-of-body experience when it happened? Did you run away when it happened?
I ran away. Because he ran that way, I ran that way. I ran home to tell my parents, hey, I just shot somebody. They like, what? I said, I just shot my friend. I just shot him. It's tribalism to the fullest in federal prison.
And something else, when you're robbing banks, I was surprised that you said, you went to the licks and you went to fast food places, because then you're back to, not really getting the big money, but I understand you take like what can be taken. Mm-hmm. That was like the street rule. But what you said about Fed time, if they get mad at you, they just make the counts go up.
Yeah.
You got 108 counts of what? You get 3 years for each count.
What I learned, what I can say about bank robbery or any type of, see how to say this, any type of crime, with how white boys are so good at doing crimes, you don't even see it. You understand what I'm saying? They go through Walmart and, they got one item and ding, 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 and they got like $500 worth of groceries and just walk on out. You see what I'm saying? So when you got some people, they from the hood and they get out of the car, the guns drawn, you're drawing attention to yourself. Then you go in there, you got people got their hands up, where somebody in the drive-thru. So when you look over in the drive-thru, they're gonna drive off. You know what I'm saying? Because they see everybody with their hands up. The people in the drive-thru got their hands up. Education building is practically empty. Everybody is watching rap TV, BET, HBO, playing basketball, playing football, rapping in the studio, but nobody's in the law library to get out of prison. And nobody's basically, you being a revolutionary is a 1%. Oh yeah, and they're lifting weights.
Oh yeah,
They lifting weights.
Most people who haven't been in prison, I think that's the first thing they think they know to do: get in physical shape to be able to stand prison. So I think that's a mindset.
And to something I think you asked me, we program to submit. Just like when the police come, we run. But I'm just the toughest dude in the neighborhood. You got bodies, but when the police come, they run. Now they're gonna be mad at me for saying this.
But but it's 1,000 of us in here and we fighting each other.
Yeah, we fight each other. You listen to I listen to my man talk about Ferguson, and I'm like, man, when do we just get tired and don't want to do this? We don't want to do it. One thing I can say, and it's a fact, white boys, they hitting that fence. It's like they don't believe in bondage. It's in their spirit not to be in some slavery. With us, we're going to go out there. You see the pictures of them walking behind the horse. We're going to call them Bossa. Boss man, all this crazy shit. You get more time. I'm getting canceled. Come out the suburbs, Queensboro. It's not the suburbs no more, but it was the suburbs back in the day. And just being naive, running with the wrong crowd. And me and my friend, what happened was we had a guy pulled up on us we was going to the swimming pool, and he said, "Yeah, y'all want to buy a gun?" And we was like, "How much? How much?" He said, $25. So we looked at each other. I was like, "Look, I'm gonna go get the money. I'm gonna get my half." And we went half on the gun. So we went half on the gun. We had no bullets.
Why did you personally, why did you want to buy that gun, if you don't mind me asking?
Just tempted. I mean, just being a kid and having a gun, just mischievous. And it didn't have no enemies because we were preppy kids. I used to do stuff like buy food. We go and spend like $500, $1,000 on Popeyes, and we fill the truck up, and then we just go down to Ralph Abernacle. That's where all the homeless people in Atlanta, and just like y'all have different little places where they at, and we go feed them. I used to like to see.
You never blessed one single person? Like
I used to like to see. I told him on the way here. I used to like to, how the man had the board saying, we'll work for food or
the man on the corner.
I like to see they face when I give them $500. You know what I'm saying, shit like that. I always did that, man, because I believed in karma. I believed in God and I believed in karma, but I wanted to soften, my situation.
The weight of it.
As a real estate agent over the last 8 years, one of the main issues I've encountered with clients is their credit. Whether they're looking to purchase a new home, a new car, remove bankruptcy.
Went off to the big boy, adult prison.
Yeah, you're in Shreveport, so we already know where this is going.
Yeah, so when I go to the county, which was called CDC at the time, and they called me teenager because I was so young. I had a flat top, kind of looked like, just no hair on my face, no hair on my face. And so they gave me the nickname teenager. It's like, look, teenager, you going to Angola. You're going to go to Angola. And they gave me the rundown on, how to make it, how I could make it in prison. And I listened to them.
Were you scared?
To death. To death. I mean, like I said, I didn't come from the environment for me to be ready for that.
And Sean talked about this, is after you won that championship, and this is true. And
I like how what my boy name
Was it Charleston White?
Charleston.
Yeah.
His breakdown on that. I like how he break that down because one thing I always say about that, bro, you'd be surprised. People say that a man, he sold his soul. And we be thinking like, oh, he really, really sold his soul to like this ghost. Yeah. Nah, they just doing the damnest things, man, to get signed.
Yes.
Like, who fault is that?
It's your own.
You see what I'm saying? So if you're willing to get on your knees and do something strange for some change, you gonna put it on the person that you did this. It was
that made you do it.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah, fuck a go.
And we live in a money grab time, bro. Which is basically everybody's out. You don't have to sell drugs. You ain't got to date a drug dealer. All you got to do is say something.
Ask who is the most influential person or people in your life?
Can you explain why the saying is called a rat? Like, why the rat?
My thing is, if you can't do the time when the time comes, then be a waiter, drive a cab, or work construction. Don't get involved in something, and then when the heat's on, you're going to give up all your best friends in life. I'm sorry, but the bottom line is if you can't do the time, don't get involved.
So I mean, like, really the word rat. Like, why not a dog? Why not a roach? Why is it a rat? Is there the definition why they came with the word rat?
I don't know, you know what I mean? And I guess there is no real answer for it. That's just what they call them. You know, tattletales, what do you want to call them? I mean, they cooperate, they're rats.
I think he spoke on his own that he wore a wire for 3 years, and he was surprised that he was let in on into so many rooms, and people spoke so freely without saying, let's check guys for wires.
Yeah.
What is that? Is it just because he was big? Was it his race? Was it like, what do you think could make a man not let his guard down around someone like Big Ron?
The FBI is actually to blame, but, you know, because they gave him, you know, $8,000 a month, and because he was a good earner with sports and everything else, and, you know, he also was a guy that was in South Jersey, you know, so that helped out everybody, that him being big might have been easier, you know, to hide a wire.
So is there any what's the word I'm looking for? Advice that you can give to a person that is going to the casino?
Yeah, if you're going to play something, know what it is you're playing, know what the odds are, try to swing the odds like, you know, in your favor, you know, because anything you do, it's just like anything in life. If you want to do it, research it, find out the best way to do it, learn to count cards, you know, know what the odds are like like most people don't know that, you know, on the roulette table, there's 38 numbers. They just see 36. They forget the 2 green numbers, 0 and 00. But why did they create the 0 and 00? Why? To stop people from betting 2,000 on black and 2,000 on red, and then one of them gets paid every hand, and they look like high rollers, right? They're betting 2,000 a hand. They're not.
I'm going to say 2 names. Usher, Chris Brown. You put the 2 of them on the stage, and Usher will disappear the second that Chris Brown starts working his game. If you go through my Instagram feed on my big page, Jaguar Wright, you go back to 2015, you'll see footage of me at a Chris Brown Trey Songz concert in San Jose. The reason why it sticks out for me was because it was the first night I turned down a backstage pass because I wanted to be in the audience when Chris hit the stage. Mm-hmm. The reason why it was so special to me because I was there with my ex-boyfriend, who's a professional dancer, who was a part of a dance crew, legendary dance crew on the West Coast called the Housing Authority. One of the members, the lead member, Richmond, who they call him Richmond after his town, is Chris Brown's choreographer. Richmond invited me and Jammer to the show that night. I wasn't invited by Chris. I was invited with the man that invents his dance steps. Much different. I could have went backstage. Trey Songz was cool. Everyone had a decent time. And he did his set and there were applause and it was cool. And it came time for the both of them to perform together. They were supposed to be singing duets and Trey is on the stage and he's doing his thing. Chris is on the side of the stage laying on a bench, jumps up out of nowhere, comes down. Next thing you know, Trey Songz disappeared. And Chris is sitting over here and was like, ah! And everybody screaming from their song. And at the end of the night, Chris had to remind the audience to clap for Trey Songz. Imagine what a diminishing moment that night was. There was like 35,000 people there. And they had to be reminded to clap for a motherfucker that had been on stage for at least 90 minutes. Y'all don't forget to clap for Trey. Come on, give it up for Trey. The crowd has spoken. That was a Chris Brown show. And it also was a magic act because we watched Chris Brown make a whole so-called R&B star disappear right in front of our very eyes. He didn't even move, just disappeared.
He didn't even move.
Now imagine what that would look like next to Usher. No different. Ask me what Usher and Trey Songz have in common.
What do Usher and Trey Songz have?
They've been at a flavor camp with the diddler.
Trey Songz definitely been to the flavor camp. Yeah. Trey Songz definitely has
With the diddler.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The Diddy do wah bop.
Yeah. So what does it mean when someone is from the old country and they're from there and they move to America versus someone born in America? Is there any less respect that someone gets if they're born here in America?
No, I don't think so. I mean, everybody realizes that we all come over from somewhere else. That's what the United States was built. I mean, you know, but Italian American immigrants are very hard workers, you know, and we earned our right in this world. And I'm proud of all my ancestors, and I'm very proud of my heritage. I wouldn't want to be anything else but Italian American.
Let me ask, everyone wants to know, why Jaguar Right? What's the play? What's the business behind it? What do you want to do with Jaguar? What is the goal outside of the friendship y'all initially have? Now that Jag has introduced you as her manager, what is the goal for Jaguar Right's career and how you see it happen?
Well, Jaguar's career is about to take off. I mean, she has a ton of followers, but what's really important to Jaguar is this cruelty-free industry. And, you know, we're working on a 1-800 number. We're trying to get 1-800-CRUELTY, means in 7 letters, but it might be, you never know if it's taken or not. So,
right.
But, you know, Jaguar, she's just like I said, she's a real person.
I have to ask, you mentioned something in our last interview to where we talked about the families and we talked about Italians, well, we didn't talk about Sicilians, but Sicilians, and we talked about the African American, coming in and dating African American women, things of that nature. Back then, 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, did it ever start easing up to allow other nationalities into the family? Whether working for, just being around, just being with part of the business, or was just like it was tight knit?
Well, they didn't invite them into the family 100%. What they did was they made money with everybody.
Okay.
So, look, African Americans, they were playing maybe $10,000 a day in the street lottery.
All right, y'all. I'm finna see y'all on the next one. Hope everybody has a blessed night. Oh, the Lord bless you. Peace.